Hey Philippians, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate those of you who are returning, and if you're new here, welcome. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you love my style. I hope that you love my makeup technique, and I hope that you are encouraged to stick around, become a subscriber, and become a Philippian. In today's video, I will be creating this sort of brilliant blue smoky eye look using Essence Cosmetics products. You guessed it. They were so kind enough to send me a bunch of their products. They're doing a range update, and so they sent me a bunch of their new products to try out, to create some looks and to play around with. So that is what I'll be using to create this look today. I also asked you guys to send me some questions on Instagram to sort of get a Q&A vibe going. So this will be a chit chat, get ready with me Q&A vibe. So if you're interested to see how I created this look and to hear some of my answers to your questions, keep watching. Okay, so I have already applied my hair and now I'm currently just letting it chill while I do my face. They sent me a little box full of goodies right here. It's quite full. And I was particularly excited about this because this is literally what I've prayed for. If you guys have followed my influencer journey for a really long time, I was so afraid that my following wasn't big enough and, you know, my personality wasn't like that appealing because I'm not loud or like boisterous and whatnot. So I didn't think that brands would like, number one, notice me. And I just didn't think that this would happen, especially not so soon. But here we are. So let's get into it. And they sent me 2 makeup palettes. So this is the first one that I've already used and absolutely love. And then this is the second one, which I will be using in this video. So I'll do some swatches just before I do my eyes. I'm gonna first prep my skin. So they sent me this face mist. It's the Hello Good Stuff 3-in-1 face mist. And then they also sent me this Hello Good Stuff face serum. Now, I actually just posted a review of this on my Instagram. I've been using it since I received it, which is like a little under 2 weeks. And boy, does my skin love it. So I'm just gonna start off with the face mist. I love a good face mist. And then I'm gonna go in with a few drops of this pineapple extract Hydrate and Glow Face Serum from Essence Cosmetics. I did not actually need to put so much. I feel like a little goes a long way with the stuff, and like literally 2 drops is enough. For me, anyway. And the nice thing also is how amazing it smells, number one. And number 2, it's very lightweight. It like just sinks into your skin. It's so lightweight. So next up, I'm going to go in with their hydrating primer. I actually shouldn't have been using my hands because I am recovering from a breakout on my chin. So I'll be using my Real Techniques square foundation brush to sort of just apply it. Voila, skin prep is done. So I'm gonna get into this makeup. Before I get into the questions, I just want to do some quick swatches. I'm going to swatch a few of the shimmery shades. So you could basically say that I swatched the middle row. So this is what the swatches look like, and girl, I am 100% here for the pigment. This is gonna be exciting. So I went ahead and did my brows off camera, and I did that using the Essence Cosmetics Tiny Tip Precise Brow Pen, which is a semi-permanent brow pen in the shade dark brown. So if you're interested in seeing how I do my brows, there is a very detailed, precise video that I have posted on my channel before, and I will link it above. So the first question that I received from Instagram is, would you consider signing under a talent agency? And a fun fact is that I'm actually signed to a talent agency. So during the first lockdown, I was actually scouted by a talent agency called Talent ETC, and they've got some really amazing talented people under their belt, and they actually found me through my YouTube videos. So if you're looking for a sign that you should not sleep on yourself, this is that sign, honey. Don't sleep on yourself. So they saw some of my videos and they gave me a call. and they asked if I would be interested in being signed to their agency. And they basically just gave me a rundown of what they do and what it is that I would be doing as well. And, you know, after doing my research and first of all making sure that they're legit, I decided to go for it. And so yeah, I've been signed ever since. I went ahead and I prepped my eyelids and sort of cleaned up my brows using the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade 12.2. And then I also used the Revlon Photo Ready Candid Setting Powder in the shade 3. So I'm going to go into my Avon Power Stay Shadow Stick in the shade Essential Black and sort of just start to create a smoky effect before I add the color onto the look. The second question that I got is, what has Instagram and YouTube taught you so far as an influencer? Oh my gosh, I've actually learned so much. I would say that I started taking Instagram and like social media and YouTube quite seriously, I think in like 2018, 2019. That's sort of when I started like actually seeing what can be done with a platform and like what I can gain from it as well and how lucrative it can be and so forth. That's also, I think, when we started seeing the rise in influencers and like sort of seeing them in South Africa as well. And so I kind of just I've learned, number one, that your follower count doesn't determine your success within the industry. I think that was one of my biggest fears when I first started off. I like had this fear that, you know, just because I didn't have like 10K followers or I didn't have like thousands of followers, I wouldn't make it in the industry. And then in terms of YouTube, I had this thing, like, because I didn't yet have 1,000 subscribers at the time, I wasn't going to make it. I wasn't going to be well known. And even when I did hit 1,000 subscribers, it was really amazing. And I was like really, really proud. But I also then felt like, I wish my viewer counts was more. I wish the engagement on my YouTube was more. But I eventually learned that none of that really matters if you put in the work and you like remain consistent and you remain true to who you are. Because I mean, here I am sitting on just over 1.3K followers, and I'm sitting on now about 3.7K followers on Instagram. And yet I've gotten PR packages. Heck, I won an award. I've gotten to meet so many influential people that I look up to. And so, and okay, I know this wasn't the question, but I'm gonna add my 2 cents anyway. To whoever's starting out, and like if you are still at a point where maybe you haven't reached 1,000 subscribers yet, or you have and you've just noticed that, you know, the number of subscribers that you have doesn't really match up to the number of views that you get. That's something that I struggled with a lot. Or just the engagement overall, it's not hitting the way you want. I would say like don't stress too much about it. Obviously do some research to like find out what it is exactly that your viewers want to see, while also striking a balance to stay true to yourself. So you don't necessarily give the viewers what they want, but then you produce content that you don't believe in and that you aren't really feeling type of vibes. So I've basically learned that like numbers matter only to a certain extent. What matters is the hard work that you put in. And the thing is also, which is something that I've said in so many interviews, is that there's always someone watching, child. There is literally always somebody watching, whether it be somebody from a radio station or somebody from a brand. There's always somebody watching. It's basically all about opportunity meeting like preparation. So like in the meantime, while you're waiting to be discovered and waiting for your viewers to find you, or like your audience, or like waiting for brands to take note of you, it matters what you're doing in the meantime. So don't just sit there and be like sorry for yourself that like, oh, I'm not hitting 1,000 views per video or like 200 views per video. Oh, I haven't reached 1,000 subscribers even though I've been doing this for 5 years. Don't just sit there and be sorry for yourself. Keep going while you wait. Yeah. Next up is to name 3 things you would need if you were stuck on a desert island. First of all, water. I would need water. I mean, I would hope that water and food fall into the same category, so I don't have to like name them as 2 separate things. So like food and water. I mean, how long am I being stuck on this island? I guess company and like maybe like some form of entertainment, whether it be a book or like having access to YouTube or Netflix or something, child. Number 4, describe your favorite smell in 8 words. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I love a vanilla-y smell. I really love something that's got vanilla tannins. Vanilla and coffee bean tannins. So that's 2. Vanilla, coffee bean. I guess that's 3 words. I sometimes like florals, not a lot. They're not my favorite, but they're okay. So that's 4. Do I have to use 8 words? Oh, that's unhygienic. I don't know what else, hey? Yeah, like my scents are usually very similar. So like you'll find that the perfumes that I use have similar smells, have like very similar smells. I don't generally deviate from the type of scent that I like, so I'm kind of pretty predictable when it comes to like scents. So I'm gonna go into my palette now, which is called Daily Dose of Power, and I'm going to be using the blue shade. I've been really vibing with it. Full disclosure, I'm really trying this out, so I don't know how it's going to turn out. I've never done this before. I'm kind of just trying it out and hoping that it comes out the way I see it in my head. Describe my partner in 3 words. Oh my gosh. Someone is smiling like an idiot, smiling from ear to ear. Describe my partner in 3 words. Roro, close your ears.
Wow.
Okay, no. On a serious note though, I would describe him as very kind. Oh, my partner is very kind, you guys. Like, I've actually never met anybody as kind as this man. Like, ever. Like, not even just strictly romantically speaking, he's one of the kindest souls that I know. And definitely generous. He's generous. He's quite funny. He makes me laugh a lot. Okay, so because I was limited to 3 words, I'll use those 3 words. Kind, generous, funny. Yeah. Why are you so hot though? Who is this from? Oh my gosh. Honey, thank you. I used to be an ugly duckling, okay? I used to be like an ugly duckling, you guys. I just was never anybody's cup of tea growing up. Like, so I guess I just grew into myself. I grew into my body. I grew into my buck teeth. I grew into myself, and I guess that's why I'm hot, because I spent my childhood, the bulk of my childhood years being an ugly duckling, and God said, no more, my child. And so here we are now. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Oh my gosh. I see myself self-employed, first of all. Hopefully I will have become Miss South Africa and Miss Universe, and I will have used my platform to advocate for women empowerment, youth development, and sort of advocating for the human rights of the members of the LGBTIQ community. LGBTIQA plus community, correction, my apologies, which is kind of what my foundation is about. And I also see myself fulfilled. I mean, I'm 25 now, so you're asking me where I see myself at 30 years old. I mean, I hope I'll be happy. I really hope, like, above all, I will be happy and fulfilled, like with a sense of fulfillment. What is one materialistic thing that would change your life? Money, chelete, zaka, inyuku, money. Money is the one materialistic thing that would change my life, honestly. And I know they say money won't make you happy, blah, 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 of which to a certain extent I agree. But there are so many things that I could do with money that would make my life way more fulfilled. I would pay off my tuition fees. My debt score would be so much better if I were to get some money. I would be able to make donations to my foundation and therefore do things at a faster rate. No, on a serious note though, money would change my life. Yeah. When do we get a mukbang? Child, as soon as I'm able to afford Dash Kitchen seafood boil, I will give you guys a proper mukbang. I would have done a mukbang a long time ago, but I'm very peculiar and I want my first mukbang to be with Dash Kitchen seafood boil. I don't want any other kind of mukbang to be my first on this channel. I want the Dash Kitchen seafood boil to be my first. And if they're watching this, if y'all would like to sponsor Cape Townian YouTuber, shout out. But yeah, no, hopefully soon. So next up, but for the YouTube, what have you put in place to secure your success? So I presume this question is like, aside from YouTube, what else have you what else have I put in place to secure my success? So I've got an educated background to fall back on. Hopefully I don't have to fall back. Hopefully I fall forward. But I could get a job, a 9-to-5. I've got a really well decorated CV. And I know the unemployment rate in South Africa is not looking that great right now. So I could only hope that I would get a job if need be. And then secondly, I would hope that I'm making the right moves. I'm not really comfortable disclosing those moves right now, but I would hope that I'm making the right moves in the right direction. Okay, so I'm now going to go in with my Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in the shade Amber Honey, or 5N2. The next question is, would you rather have no friends or toxic friends? Guys, I'd rather have no friends. I would honestly, like in all 100% honesty, I would rather have no friends. I've been in situations where I've had toxic friends, and I mean, at the time I wasn't aware that I was in a toxic friendship. Thankfully though, I did become enlightened and I became aware. Thank God for that. But it's not a nice thing to be in a toxic relationship of any kind, really. I personally could not do that again. I would rather not have any friends. I like my own company anyway, child. I like being by myself, so I would rather that than to have toxic friends. What is an odd habit you have? Who asked me this? Oh my gosh. Okay. So I don't know if I'm the only one who does this, but I have this odd habit. Like if I've just been chilling, if I'm at a resting state for like a really long time, I start breathing weirdly. Like I start breathing like I don't know why that happens, and I can't control it. Like it's usually the people around me who will be like, what is that? That is one odd habit I have, and I don't know what causes it. I don't know how to stop it. If anybody is aware or familiar with it, please let me know, like, what is up with that? And I don't have asthma, so I can't exactly blame that. I can't say I'm asthmatic. I'm not asthmatic, so I don't know what the cause is, child, but that is a really odd habit that I have, and I don't know how to kick it. I don't know how to make it stop. I don't even know when it started or how it started. I don't know. Do you want to get married? Yes, I do. But of course, when the time is right. I'm not in a rush to get married. I'm in no rush to get married, child. But yes, I would like to get married one day. What is your fave drink? So my favorite non-alcoholic drink is appetizer, I believe. And my favorite alcoholic drink, I really like whiskey. If any of my family members are watching this, it's not that deep, but yeah. Who has left the most impact on your life? I would like to focus on the positive, so I'll talk about the positive impact. I think my parents have definitely left the most positive impact in my life. Those two, they really taught me valuable lessons before they left. For those of you who aren't aware, both of my parents passed away. So I feel like I learned a lot from my parents, like a lot from my parents. And I feel like they're the ones who impacted my life the most. One other person who impacted my life a lot was a teacher from primary school. I think she was a grade 5 teacher at the time, but I wasn't in her class. But she was like the only teacher who ever gave me like the benefit of the doubt, because I was a delinquent child in primary school, but like I was going through a lot. Her name is Mrs. Aivo. She really impacted my life a lot. She really shaped the way I thought and just the way she was, man. She was so patient, and I guess it also said a lot about like just how she felt about her job. She was really passionate, but not in a passionate about my job type of vibe. She was really chilled, relaxed, and she would like always talk to me in a way that nobody else spoke to me. And I feel like that really, it kind of changed my life actually at the time. Infinite money or unending love? I mean, it doesn't say that if I choose infinite money, I won't have love, period. So, guys, like, so live-in therapist or live-in chef? I don't want either of them to live with me. Like, The thing about me is that I'm very cautious. So I don't think I would have someone cook for me, like a chef. I think I'd rather cook for myself. Period. And whereas with a therapist, I don't mind therapy at all. Therapy is really amazing, but I don't think I'd want them to live with me. So neither, really. Do you believe in karma? Definitely. I definitely 100% believe in karma. I've got nothing else to add to that. I believe in karma. What you give is what you get eventually. It may not come today, it may not come tomorrow, it may not come in a week's time, but it will eventually catch up to you. Cheat or be cheated on? You're right, guys. Neither, bro. I'm not the type to cheat on someone, especially someone who I can see like is besotted about me, is like in love with me and whatnot, and especially if the relationship is going well. I'd rather just tell you. Like, it might be hard, but I'd rather, even if it means like getting a third party involved to like help me tell you, but I'd rather tell you that I'm not into you anymore rather than to cheat on you. And then to be cheated on is like heart-wrenching, so I would not choose that, and I wouldn't wish that upon anybody else. You strike me as a shopaholic. I feel like that's an assumption, first of all, but yes, I am. I'm much better than I used to be. I'm a smart shopaholic now. I'm a smart shopaholic. What's the last thing you cried over? I really missed my parents, so I cried. It was on my birthday, actually. I missed my mom because usually I would wake up to a text from her or like a phone call at least. This was my first birthday without her, so there was like none of that. So I was really emotional about it and I cried. But I'm better now. Some days are better than others, you know. Languages. Okay, so it says languages, like a question mark. So I presume it's asking me what languages I speak. Let's see. I don't actually know what my mother tongue is, you guys, because I grew up speaking a host of languages at home. So I don't know which one my mother tongue is. And the thing is about my parents as well is that they're also kind of multicultural. So I don't know what their mother tongues are. So I obviously speak English. Ja, ek kwasi sê dis Xhosa. Ek kan 'n bietjie Afrikaans praat. Well, ek kan nie sê vir Afrikaans praat nie, maar ek probeer om te praat en ek verstaan. So, yeah. Ke a kgona go bua hanyane and ke a tlhaloganya. So, that counts. Ke a kgona go khuluma Zulu. Je ne parle pas bien le français, mais je sais. Konnichiwa. Ogengi desu ka? Watashi wa komekaye kageyo. Anata wa? No, I don't speak Japanese, guys. Like, no. But yeah, that's about all the languages I speak. So about 4 or 5 languages. Ultimate goal in life. I think my ultimate goal in life is to have lived a life of no regrets, or like a purposeful life. Like, I don't want to feel like I missed anything. I don't want to feel like I should have gone for something and I didn't. Essentially, I don't want to get to a point where I feel like I settled for life and I didn't live the life that I was meant to live or that I wanted to live. I don't want to ever feel like I don't like my life, or I hate my life, or I wish I had somebody else's life. I don't want to ever feel like that. Like, ever. Yeah. What is your ideal partner? Traits. So I think I'm dating my ideal partner, like in terms of like his character traits, never mind his physical traits, because like those are already out the window and it's 2 years into the relationship, so it's kind of too late to feel like, oh, you don't look the way I wanted you to look, you don't look the way I want my partner to look. But to answer the question, my ideal partner is somebody, number one, first and foremost and most importantly, somebody who respects me, somebody who's going to be kind to me, somebody who takes me seriously. Like, when I tell you, if I tell my boyfriend my toe hurts, he will take me seriously. If I tell him I'm getting cramps, he will take me seriously. He'll want to go buy me paint balls. He'll want to make me tea. He'll want to cross the oceans, move mountains to make sure that I am good. Like, and that's only something that I learned in this relationship, like how important it is that your partner takes you seriously. So that's what I want in a partner. I don't want anybody who ever doesn't see me or doesn't believe me or anything like that. Those are my ideal traits of a partner. He must be amazing. Okay, so I feel like I've been talking and not really demonstrating what products I've been using. So in order to highlight under my eyes, I used the Revlon Color Stay Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Deep. In order to contour, I used the Revlon Color Stay Full Coverage Concealer in the shade Espresso. To set under my eyes and on my T-zone, I used the Black Opal Beauty Soft Velvet Finishing Powder in the shade Medium. And then to set all over my face, I used the same setting powder name, but in the shade Dark. So now I'm just going to bring some color back on my cheekbones as well as contour my nose with the Switch Beauty hashtag Actual Cheekbones Duo Pan Powder Contour in the shade number 3. And I really have been enjoying this. So Essence Cosmetics actually also sent me a contouring palette, but I feel like I really enjoy using this when I'm doing more natural looks because it's got quite a natural tone to it. So that's why I'm going to be using my Switch Beauty contouring palette instead, just to get a bit more out of that. Look at that. Look at that. Do you see what that does? Like, do you understand what that does right there? I don't think you do, but it's all good. So in the previous drop, they sent me this Essence Cosmetics, the blush in the shade Breathtaking, but I feel like this is really amazing for like natural looks. So because this is more of a evening glam look that needs like a blush that's gonna like puff, stand out, I'm gonna be using the Revlon powder blush in the shade Very Berry, or number 33. And that's what it looks like. This right here is quite pigmented. Like a little really goes a long way. So I'm just going to go in with my Makeup Revolution Matte Fixing Oil Control Fixing Spray. So then for my under eyes, I'm going to be using my Avon Power Stay 16-hour eyeliner in the shade Intense Navy. And then I'm also going to sort of intensify that with the same blue shade that I used on my under eyes on my waterline. And now for our inner corner highlight, I'm going to go in with a bit of the silver over here. Stunning. To highlight, I'm going to go in with this shade over here from that other palette. Okay, so I just went in with my Essence Cosmetics Lash Princess False Effect Mascara. What is that? Mascara. So anyway, this is what it looks like. This is probably my favorite mascara from them, but in this particular drop they had sent me the 24 Ever Defined Volume Mascara, which looks like this. So I'm just gonna go off camera and quickly do my hair and come back and answer a few more questions and do my lips before we tie off this video. I'll be right back. All right, more sweetie. This is the final look, honey. I am so impressed with how this turned out. I am so impressed. This was my first time ever doing a colorful smoky, and I was quite skeptical about how it was going to turn out. I will not lie, but I am really, really pleased. So all I did while I was off camera was I applied my Queen K Beauty lashes in the variant Diana. For those of you who are not aware, I am a Queen K Beauty ambassador and I have my own lash line, Thelma, named after my mother. So if you'd like to save some coins on your own pair of lashes, peep the description box down below for your unique discount code. By the way, to finish off this look for lips, I used the Avon Power Stay 16-hour eyeliner in the shade Intense Brown. And then I also used my Essence Cosmetics Shine 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 Wet Look lip gloss in the shade No Brainer. I am obsessed with this lip gloss, honey. I feel like it speaks for itself. So I've got about 3 more questions left, so I want to quickly go through them because it's just 3. So let's get into it and then we can wrap up this video. So the next question was, does your family and friends support you in making videos? They definitely do. Not gonna lie though, it took quite a while to get my family to that point, especially my mother. She was initially just scared of the unknown, to be honest. My mom wasn't really sure what it is that I do, and then I had to start traveling for it. And my mom was a social worker, so like she had seen like the worst of the worst cases, especially considering this is South Africa. So she was afraid that I was gonna get trafficked. She was afraid that I'm gonna get stolen. She was afraid that I'd get lost or like something would happen to me. But then everything actually changed once I met Bonang. Once I met Bonang Mateba, my mom saw the video, my mom saw pictures, and she was just like, okay, child, I trust you. And then I also just started getting noticed by brands, and I started getting paid, some paid partnerships, and then she was like, okay, cool. She didn't really fully get it, but she kind of got the gist of what it is that I do, and she kind of just trusted that I had a good head on my shoulders, which I really appreciated. And then in terms of my friends have always been supportive in terms of sharing my posts, coming with me when we go door to door, and they still do. I mean, they still are very, very, very supportive, which I do not take for granted at all. Next question was, what was your fear which I presume is regarding starting YouTube? So I mentioned this at the beginning of my video that I always was fearful of the fact that I didn't have that many followers, and so that would mean that brands wouldn't want to work with me and people wouldn't want to really hear what it is that I have to say. I wouldn't be as influential as would be necessary to secure brand deals, but boy was I wrong, okay? Brands are actually really buying into nano influencers and micro influencers these days because we actually bring a lot of engagement. I find that when you are a nano influencer, when you have a smaller following, it's easier for you to sort of cater to your niche. And I don't know, man, there's just been a change, there's been a change in dynamics. And I mean, we've just finished the first week of the second month of 2021, and I'm already expecting my 4th PR package to be delivered. So that kind of just says a lot as well. And then another thing that I was really scared about was my personality. I always felt that my personality was too mellow for the YouTube space. I felt like, because I'm not like loud and I'm not like, yes, queen. Ah! I mean, sometimes I'm like that, but not like most of the time I'm mellow, I'm very chilled, I'm very quiet. And so I kind of was afraid that I wouldn't get a lot of traction and people wouldn't really be interested in my content. But again, girl, was I wrong. So I would say like just be who you are and just start where you are, get rid of all the excuses and your fears, just kick them to the curb and just get started, do you, and your audience will find you, and the brands that are meant to work with you will find you as well. What's meant to be will be, essentially. That brings us to the end of this video, loves. Thank you so much for tuning in until this point. I really enjoyed filming this video, from the makeup look and how it turned out to answering some of your questions and sort of just engaging with you guys. I really appreciate those of you who took the time to ask me the questions and send me questions all over, from Instagram to my comment sections. Those of you who do engage with my content on a regular basis, I really appreciate it. And if you haven't done so, I encourage you to follow me on Instagram so that we can engage more and get to know each other more, and just so that you can stay up to date with more of my frequent day-to-day posts as well. If you haven't already subscribed, honey, and I mean you've watched until this point, honey, please subscribe, honey. No, but on the real though, please subscribe down below if you haven't already done so. That would really mean a lot to me, and it will also help me in terms of being discovered by other viewers as well. And you can click the notification bell next to the subscribe button, just so that when I do post, you are the first to know. Thank you once again for watching. I love you all so much. I will see you in my next video.